Hey, hello and welcome. This is Philip. You know what time it is. Today is the time to react to the mystical, mysterious art of Ruan Jia. He's an Asian artist from China, and there are some things about his art that when we look at it, we know it's amazing, we know it's good, but there are some unexplainable things happening into his art that we're going to be exploring and taking a look at and see what's going on exactly. So let's go. This is his ArtStation page. When I look at his art, there's something very unique, but still familiar. It's a perfect mix between a modern digital painter mixed with a lot of classical painting knowledge. It gives that unique style. So this guy obviously knows his lighting, and he knows it so well that he can break the rules a little bit. He can play around with the rules and make it adapt to his will. He can control it like a light bender. His rendering techniques and his paint strokes are very insanely detailed. Let's take a closer look, shall we? If we zoom in, we can see all these little brush strokes. You have the main light source here, which gives it that nice high exposure, and but also there's all kinds of nuanced color changes. There are like warmer tones here, there's some very nice saturated blues, all within that white kind of light. There's so many little details with his brush strokes, and zoomed out, it doesn't lose its effect, because oftentimes you see beginners really get into detail, and then once zoomed out, it really loses its effect, and it loses also the main vision and the goal the artist is trying to go for. In his case, that's not true. He's a professional, he knows what he's doing, and every little brushstroke that he tries to put in there counts. And I don't know how he does it. I love the little ambient occlusions here and there. It gives that really nice realistic feel when you have like parts where the light doesn't hit and it's really dark. He knows how to express the materials very nicely in a unique way. He just needs some chapsticks, I'm assuming. It's like a dehydrated demon vampire or something like that. So let's go to the next one. So there are some things obviously going on here. Lighting is like perfect, amazing. But at the same time, you notice that it has that really surreal kind of dreamy feel that I really like. It's exactly that unique kind of style that I see in no other art but his. You know, the cloth is a great sign of a true artist, because if you look at all these classical painters, what they love to do is make cloth, folded cloth and stuff like that. Apparently that was a great sign to showcase your skills. Please give me your skills of drawing cloth. Never! Now get away from me, you wicked wretch! And he's doing that here as well. I think it's really interesting how he handles the values. There are classical painting styles that you can go for, and there are like two ways you can do this. And in values, like, you can make the contrast between little variation in lighting and a lot of variation in the darks, or you can try to choose to make a lot of variation in the lights and very little variation in the darks. And doesn't matter which one you go for, that creates a really nice realistic effect that has been used in a lot of classical paintings, and he does that oh so well. I think this one is my absolute favorite. You can't go wrong with warrior chicks with an Oriental style. I really absolutely love that. When we zoom in into these little houses, I mean, you can clearly see the brushwork, and when you zoom in, it almost feels like you know, I could do this. But once you zoom out, you're like, oh my god, because it's really off the distance, and you're gonna make it less detailed, right? And the main character is what's the focus. Works really well. Really beautiful way of, you know, painting the face. She looks kind of dead inside, but you know, there's a beauty to that as well. It's one thing you see a lot in when artists paint the faces. It's like when there's a highlight from above hitting the top of the head, you see like this little blob of light just on the nose, and the rest of it is kind of in the shadows. Still visible though, it's not super dark or anything. And then reflected light that is casted underneath is going to reflect on top of the chin. You see that really nicely as well here. And also the edges of shadows where there's cast shadows from the sunlight. You see that really nice orangey edge in between that you see when there's like sunlight hitting something. A lot of things to enjoy and appreciate when a great artist paints his shit. I only have one critique though, Ruan Jia. I mean, if we zoom in here a little bit, I mean, this could obviously use some work. You know, just make it bigger, make it fucking big, okay? I'm just gonna give you that feedback. I think you really need it. Someone has to say it, and you know, I'm here to say that it needs to be bigger. Okay. Better luck next time, dude. But I believe in you. You have a lot of potential in your work, so I believe you can do it. Good luck to you. I believe this was one of the first paintings I saw from Ruan Jia. It was the first one that really caught my attention, like, whoa! What the fuck is going on here, dude? This is amazing. The classical painting style with modern digital painting, doing some crazy wacky shit, but still showcasing a lot of fundamental knowledge. There's a lot of things going on here that, look, I tried to make a study on this exact piece. I tried to study it and make similar style of my own. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't get away with the shit that he gets away with. So let's investigate a little bit, huh? Let's zoom in. Obviously, there's a primary light source that he's using. If we take a look at the back here, this really saturated pink, and this saturated pink here, like it's almost like if the hair is reflecting its light, like it's so colorful, it's reflecting the light off on the armor. There are some things, if we zoom even more, like the color nuances in the face, like these yellows here and there. It's very similar to how a classical painter would paint, because on a canvas, you know, they oftentimes would start blocking in the character with like a completely different color than the character would look like. And so, for example, they use a very highly saturated color underneath at the base, and once they paint over it and render it, there are some remnants of that color left behind, and that gives that really interesting, nice look. And it's just to show that he is replicating a very classical painting technique, and that's why his painting looks out of this world and unique and different than others. And I think more people should try to steal it. I tried it, but I failed, and that's why no one does it. So guys, this is gonna be it for now. There's a lot more art where that came from. You can check it yourself on ArtStation. I'll put a link on it in the description. Let me know what you think of this artist. If you want, give me suggestions in the comments. And that's gonna be it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. See ya. Please give me your skills of drawing cloth.